Mom and Dad, I'm doing fine. You guys are on my mind. You asked me what I wanted to be, and now I think the answer is plain to see. I wanna be famous. I wanna live close to the sun. Oh, pack your bags, cause I've already won. Everything to prove, nothing in my way. I'll get there one day. Cause I wanna be famous. Na 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 na. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous.
Well, hey there, guys. Welcome to the Animation Block. I'm your host, Ryder Mitchell, and we are back with another episode. Now, just a few days ago, or yesterday, or earlier today, I don't know when I'm uploading this right now. As of now, while I'm recording, I'm not sure when this is being uploaded. But recently, we have just aired our Animation Block first special, just kind of focusing on the Nintendo Switch announcements, all that cool stuff that was just announced just a little over a week ago, maybe a day ago. You get the drill. I'm not sure when I'm uploading this, but this is more of our next official episode, which of course means we've got our three main topics in this episode 23, I believe. Now, this is that period of time, once again, where nothing really comes out. You know, there's nothing too big being released. No new summer animated premieres, no really any animated movies, and if there are animated movies around this time, they usually suck. Most of the animated shows are either on hiatus, they are airing weirdly timed episodes, I don't know. It's still in that weird period of time where everything's on break, nothing is really being announced. But we did get an interesting kind of announcement for Samurai Jack, which obviously they are finishing off this series with a Season 5 set many, many years after the events of the finale in Season 4, which is obviously, Samurai Jack was never meant to be like a major, massive hit, but it just was spontaneously, it was, and it was made for more of a kid-friendly audience. So we're going to talk about what the changes are for that, and how they're going to be, you know, how Cartoon Network and Adult Swim will be handling that. Then we are going to move into Cartoon Network's new kind of, I guess, mini-series platforming. Of course, they've been doing this for quite a while and through their Cartoon Network Anything app, but now I think that they figured out that if they can, you know, sell a mini-series on YouTube or on the app, that they can maybe eventually turn that into more so of a full-blown animated series, hence Mighty Magiswords, being that was originally a mini-series that aired on their, you know, YouTube channel and all their, you know, YouTube platforms and all that type of stuff, and also on the Cartoon Network Anything app. So, and then they turned that into a full-length series. It's a very popular series now, although it's not very well perceived by many older fans. I personally enjoy it, but I know a lot of people don't, but it is definitely very highly popular with the kids. So, I wonder, I'm trying to figure out if this is their new way of testing out shows. Could be interesting. And then we're going to cap it off with a usual favorite of mine. I have to always go back to Total Drama. And it's not exactly for the reasons that you might be thinking. And that's mainly because Total Drama was part of an era of cartoons, not just on Cartoon Network, but on Disney Channel, on Nickelodeon, and even like Toon Disney, and which is now obviously Disney XD. So there was this really interesting era of cartoons where you saw studios pumping out genuinely enjoyable and genuinely thoroughly cool made shows, and that really is not happening anymore. So I think right about now is the right time for something like Fresh TV and Cake and all of Cartoon Network Canada and UK to come out and announce that they are working on, at least working on, a new season of Total Drama. Now, I know I've gone into depth about how, you know, they got to do a season 8 and they've got to do a season 2 of Ridonkulous Race. I think they should adopt that, like, keep it, but they should also modernize it. And this doesn't just go for total drama. There are a ton of cartoons, or at least creators of cartoons, who I think need to come out and need to, I'm not saying redo, but kind of recapture the magic. That's what it's all about, recapturing that magic. Is it possible? I think it's possible. And we're going to dive into that as well. So right now we're going to start in with our first topic with Samurai Jack Season 5. Now, quite a while back, it was announced that they would be working on a Season 5, capping off the show, finishing Jack's story, kind of showing what has happened to him after all these years, being so that the Season 4 finale was really, it wasn't a series finale. It was one of those situations where a show gets taken off the air and gets canceled before it really needs to. And this has been a big case in the news recently in many years, and mainly because, it's not fair to these shows for them to just kind of get that cap off. So, Cartoon Network and Adult Swim have struck a deal with the creators of Samurai Jack. Well, Samurai Jack it's a Cartoon Network show, but, you have to get the same team behind it to make it what it used to be. So they came to consensus with the original creators, and the beautiful thing that's happened is that they're continuing the story with Season 5. Now, we haven't really heard much news other than the fact that it'd be coming out maybe in 2017. Everything's maybe. So there was always that chance it could premiere early 2018. But now we know it's coming in 2017 because it was just announced that starting today, I believe today, January 14th, Cartoon Network will be re-airing all the seasons of Samurai Jack, which is huge. And this is also great news for anybody who wants to jump on the ride for Season 5 and who has not seen the original series. Hence, many kids, modern kids, and I think this is a really smart marketing tool. What I'm a little fuzzy on is that this is supposed to be very deep, very graphic, not very graphic, just, I guess, graphic, a little bit more hardcore, and definitely something that they probably can't air on Cartoon Network, which is why Samurai Jack Season 5 will be going to Cartoon Network's night, kind of more adult platform of Adult Swim, which a lot of really great cartoons air on that. You have, of course, our everyone's favorite Rick and Morty, which is definitely the big one, and I really do hope Samurai Jack does kind of sneak its way in there with that boat of Rick and Morty, just because of, what Rick and Morty has done. I personally think for cartoons, I feel like right now one of the best cartoons right now, if not the best, is got to be Rick and Morty. There is just so much creativity there, so I'm very much hoping that Samurai Jack Season 5 is up there as well. For the length of the series, now I'm not expecting this to be its typical length. Now I'm sure it's released somewhere out there. I don't really know the exact length, but I do believe they've got the original voice cast, they've got the executive producers, I do believe they have a couple of the writers still on, so it's pretty much the whole same team, and they are back to do this again and finish it off the way it's supposed to be finished off, and I do appreciate that, and that kind of obviously does tie in slightly and pretty much to that final topic that I was talking about earlier that we'll be talking about later. So yeah, I know that was a little bit confusing, but we'll be talking about it later. Just the revival of cartoons, it just seems like the only possible thing that can happen nowadays. There's so many original cartoons that just suck, that it's like these guys, they were high when they were making this. I am so serious with you guys right now. I bet you so many of these creators, so many of these cartoon creators, they get high, which I know this is supposed to be more of a kid-friendly program. Look, I'm sorry. This is real life. This is what happens. I'm assuming that they get high, they have these really crazy ideas, they write them on paper, and then they're like, whoa, that'd be sweet, and then they make it, into kids, right, and then they go to Cartoon Network, Cartoon Network's like, oh, of course, that's a great idea, and this is obviously coming from the same guys who canceled the original Teen Titans to make Teen Titans Go, so, of course, I know, that was a little bit of a rant that we'll be talking more about later, but I'm very happy that, they're at least bringing it back, they're making an effort, I appreciate that. So, yeah. Moving into our second topic, Cartoon Network's new miniseries platforming. So when I say new, it's not really new. This has been something that's been going on for quite a while, I think since 2014, where they've been releasing these mini episodes and mini shorts. Now, they've got a couple series that have actually been all right. And for me, well, before I even get into that, I just want to say they also have a bunch of pilots that they have out there, like Apple and Onion. They've got that one with it's basically a female version of Adventure Time. They had something about like astronaut people, I don't know, but they had this one which I really liked, and then they turned into a mobile game, which is OKKO Lakewood Plaza. Now, I believe if you go back to the Animation Block episode 14, so almost 10 episodes ago, which I think this aired last March, I did a whole in-depth breakdown of the whole OKKO game. I gave my thoughts on it, what I think that they might be doing with it. Now, that game, it's what's interesting about the Cartoon Network games is that they're interesting and they're fun for maybe about a month. I mean, that's a little bit longer than your average week game, but about a month game, right? And then, you get tired of it. They're boring, they're stupid, they're lame, whatever, and you get rid of them. In which case, people forgot, I think, about OKKO up until last year when I guess they started, like, the fall of 2016, they started releasing little doses of animated shorts of OKKO. Now, they're not calling it Lakewood Plaza. It's like Let the Power Be With You or something like that, or Be One With the Power. It's what it's called. Let's Go Power, something like that. I don't know. But OKKO, it's an interesting concept. And basically, there's just this food mart and store kind of strip shopping center where OK works, or KO works, but not OK. KO works, and you've got your bunch of other, supporting, salespeople there, and there's just these crazy adventures that take place within the woods and outside the woods, because this is pretty much isolated. Now, the characters they really create are a lot of fun. You've got your big buff guy who just wears a tie, no shirt, and it really reminds me a lot of Steven Universe, which we have heard rumors that Steven Universe could possibly be going off air after Season 4, maybe Season 5, but probably after Season 4, which means, at max, we might only be getting one more year of Steven Universe, in which case, that is like Cartoon Network's best show, and if that's gone, I swear, I feel like Cartoon Network could go into bankruptcy, because they have no really good shows, except, I have to, We Bare Bears is absolutely phenomenal. I think that should win all the awards. That and Steven Universe, to me, are the two best series right now on Cartoon Network. But, I do think that they will need some sort of a replacement. Now, what happened with Mighty Magiswords is that they released these shorts on the Cartoon Network Anything app and on, their YouTube channel, and they became extremely popular, and in June, Cartoon Network picked it up for a full series. Now, it seemed like it was almost like a test pilot run to see if Mighty Magiswords would be popular enough, in which case it was. So my question is OKKO, Let the Power Be With You, or, Lakewood Plaza, whatever they end up calling it, will that be picked up for a full series come later this year and be turned into more of a better animated quality and all of that show? But my problem here with this show, even though I think it's pretty cool and there's probably my favorite out of the unaired pilots that Cartoon Network has, is that it follows a very similar formula to pretty much every other Cartoon Network series. Maybe I'll even go out and say every other Disney XD and Nickelodeon series, excluding ones like We Bare Bears and The Loud House. But it's very similar to Steven Universe. It's similar to Regular Show. It's similar to Amazing World of Gumball. It's similar to Adventure Time. There's just these really outrageous characters that you would never possibly see ever. It's like, who are these guys, right? They could never exist. And they've got the main character with the high voice who's really goofy, kind of like SpongeBob. And, it's like, I want something fresh. I want something fresh. And I'm not maybe lately the biggest fan of Butch Hartman, okay? Creator of Fairly Odd Parents, Tough Puppy, Danny Phantom. But lately I'm not his biggest fan, but I think that he came up with some really original content, and I think that is important. That's why I love Total Drama so much. It is so different and original, and then you have all of these unaired pilots that are all so similar. Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I know it's a good show, but it's just similar. It's just, a couple guys just doing a really random crap in this really unrealistic world. Now, look, that's the beauty of cartoons. It's supposed to be unrealistic, but my problem here is that it's so similar with these you need a variety, and you can have your Steven Universe, and then you have your We Bare Bears. Then you should have something more like Total Drama. Then you should have your Ben 10. Then you should have a superhero show, which is Justice League Action. But for some odd reason, at least in the United States, Cartoon Network doesn't want to air any more Justice League Action. They want to keep airing that same goddamn Shazam Slam that's been out for way over a month at this point. So, my point is they need variety, and that is where they are falling. You need a show that is more directed towards the general population of girls, that is more focused around two female characters. Look, I'm not saying that's what I'm looking for, because there's so many other shows I'd rather see, but for a channel like Cartoon Network to succeed, you need to hit every benchmark, and they are not doing that. I know, almost every single animation block I'm ranting about these guys, but the problem is that, I clearly know none of the executive CDs, but it's just like they don't get the message. They should be seeing, and I don't know, is this really what modern children want? This goofy stuff that all is pretty much the exact same show with different characters and a different title sequence? I'm a fan of Mighty Magiswords, but it is extremely similar to a lot of other shows. Just a couple guys doing whatever they want because they can, and they've got, just these outrageous world, and it's fine. But if OKKO does get picked up, which I'd be totally cool if it does, I want to see them do something different and fresh and new that is not such a reminiscent feel of everything else. And it's a shame. It is a shame because, again, these are original cartoons with original characters that they suck because they're all the same thing, and they think this is what kids want. I know that children are much smarter than everyone thinks they are. They see right through this shit, and you're only collecting a very thin audience of kids who just want to watch really random stuff, or once again for maybe teenagers who want to get high and want to experience some random weird thing that's going on with two fishes doing something, or I don't know. Okay, it's not my group, but my point is it's become like that channel, and I don't think anyone cares much anymore. So variety, that's what I'm looking for, and hopefully they'll get the message, and maybe this miniseries thing will work out, but it's up in the air right now. We'll have to see. And moving into our final topic, which again kind of connects to more of our Samurai Jack related topic, but the whole idea that cartoons, it kind of does go in all three topics are pretty much in the same boat, I guess, this time, this animation block. But really, you look at something like Total Drama, which to me was maybe one of the most original cartoons I've ever seen, and they reinvented themselves each and every season. They made every season have a continuous plot, which is something that I miss. Now, I watch a lot of TV. I say this all the time, but I look at something like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or The Flash, or Game of Thrones, or maybe Mr. Robot, or I don't know, what's another show that I watch? Daredevil, or I just started a series of Unfortunate Events, the new Netflix show. A show that has a continuous plot, something that you are looking forward to each time, and that's what Total Drama provided. Now, I think to get an audience back, you need to make a new season of Total Drama. Look, there's a huge fan base for Total Drama. It's not just me, but there's every other person doesn't have an animated podcast called The Animation Block to say they need a new season. Now, as of now, supposedly they're in production. But the thing that I'm looking at here, though, is that if Cartoon Network doesn't get their stuff together, they don't figure out a way to revive, I guess, or what's the word I'm looking for? Just recreate some of that greatness that was from that golden age of cartoons in the late 90s and in the early 2000s, then I think what's going to end up happening is that they'll, be gone. And everything that's going to end up happening is going to, either be international, which is okay, but at the same time, it's like you want a channel, at least I do in the United States, that you can, watch good cartoons. So my proposal is that my hope is that they are making a new season of Total Drama or The Ridonkulous Race, and they are trying to get everything out to then burst to us maybe next year in 2018. I don't know if that's going to happen, considering that, let's see, Total Drama, The Ridonkulous Race came out 2015 in the United States. The way it was released was a consecutive episode every single day, which to me, it was great getting to kind of almost binge watch the show, but at the same time, I really, 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 really would have almost loved an episode once a week to then get me excited for them to drag that along. And I don't know. I don't know if Cartoon Network is going to become a full-blown streaming service or something like this, but I do think that, with shows like Total Drama, you got to bring them back. You got to do something new like this. And, There's very few shows that I think are doing great right now, and definitely I'd have to go with Steven Universe as one of the big ones that is really doing great. We Bare Bears is really doing great. The Loud House on Nickelodeon is doing fantastic. Now, I never thought that this show would ever be anything, but it has really been a big hit, and in which case you see networks see these shows and they're like, okay, we got to create content like that. There was all those rumors about bringing back Danny Phantom. Bring him back. There's all this talk about the Ben 10 show. Well, at least in America, that hasn't aired yet. It's going to be airing soon, but it hasn't fully come out yet, so we can't make full determined things. Places where they have failed to revive things in the right way are definitely Teen Titans Go and the Powerpuff Girls. Two shows that really, really suck. And I don't know if they have plans or they had a different plan for them. But they should completely scrap both and maybe remake them in different ways. Young Justice is coming back, and that is an important thing for me because you're bringing back, Young Justice. That was like the best modern DC cartoon. And that was canceled because of Toy Story, so they're bringing that back. So I feel like that they're kind of getting the message, but at the same time, you look at something like the new Spider-Man series that's going to be coming to Disney XD. They're changing up the animation style to kind of fit, this new broad audience of kids. I talked about this last week, and I just don't think that's what needs to happen. They need to revert back to the ways they once were. Milo Murphy's Law, that was from the creators of Phineas and Ferb. Fantastic show. There's only like 9 episodes, so I don't know where that is. What about Kim Possible? Bring Kim Possible back. Gravity Falls was absolutely fantastic. You've got Rick and Morty. Let's see a crossover. Let's see. I don't know. There's just so many ways for you to not even reinvent, just bring back and restore these really great cartoons. And they're not doing it. They are providing us with things like OKKO, which, look, I said it's not bad, but it's too similar. It's the Samurai Jack bringing back, that's great, but I want more. I want these to actually form something, and I hopefully that is something that's at least on the radar. I feel like a Mario cartoon would be great. Maybe a much better Sonic cartoon. Sonic Boom is awful. Just god-awful. So there's just a lot that they can do. There are so many properties out there. So many. Something I might be talking about next week. It's a brand new Netflix. Not too brand new, but it's relatively new. A couple months, maybe a couple weeks old. Is this new Netflix series called Troll Hunters. It's animated. It's from Guillermo del Toro. One of my favorites. He did Pacific Rim, Hellboy. a lot of kind of horror stuff, but he's pretty much like one of those really fascinating guys who just pumps out really creative ideas. And he has this CG animated show on Netflix, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. That's what you need. You need really great original content, or you got to bring back your classic shows like Total Drama, like Danny Phantom, and you got to do something great with them, because otherwise, I swear, you will see everything go to Netflix. I mean, I'm not cable TV's with their your ABCs, NBCs. That's a different story. I'm looking directly at the Disney Channel. I'm looking directly at the Nickelodeons and the Cartoon Networks that are really just hanging on by a thread, because none of them are pumping out good content. You've got a good show here or there, but that's about it. That is about it. And aside from that, it's like, well, we're not going to just watch your channel for one show, like We Bare Bears or Steven Universe, or you guys get what I'm saying. You're not going to just watch Nickelodeon for Ninja Steel and The Loud House. You're gonna, they're losing people, and I think you're going to see animation all go to places like Hulu and Netflix and Amazon, and I don't know if that'll be a good thing or a bad thing. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm just hoping within the following year, within this year of 2017, that cartoon channels like Cartoon Network, they realize what is going on. And hopefully they do. I mean, I'm not saying their ratings are that bad, but it's like there are so many people who don't even, they hate these cartoons. Hate them. So we'll see what happens. But you guys let me know your thoughts on Samurai Jack and how Cartoon Network will be handling the re-airings and the official premiere on Adult Swim, which is supposed to be coming shortly. And you guys gotta let me know your thoughts on OKKO. And of course, where you think Cartoon Network is going. Do you think everything is going to move to streaming? And what do you think the strategies are for them to regain what they once had? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. And of course, go check out our new special episode of the Animation Block. And I do believe Jason is back today with a new episode of the Super Rangers podcast. I'm actually in a very stressful, busy state right now, so I'm just trying to pump out a couple episodes to just sustain for a little bit, so I don't know what we'll be doing next week, but definitely soon more episodes coming shortly. I have some big plans I need to talk to Jason about for new things on the Big Bang Network, so just stay tuned, everybody. And, of course, if you want more of me, you can, of course, go ahead and check out and subscribe to Infinite Attitude, where I do videos more frequently there, so definitely check that out if you want more of me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm Ryder. I will catch you guys next time. Bye.